Woke is on the run, and those who wanted to impose it by force are having fun no more. The dinosaur media wants you to know the White House is waging a winning war culturally against the movement, even to the point of claiming companies like Cracker Barrel truly were taken down by the new adage come true: go woke, go broke. Hello folks, and welcome back to the Pro Channel. It is a joy as ever as we endeavor to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. Folks, there's lots of bad news out there. We are here to shine some light on you today. I think it's badly needed, especially in light of what's happened with the tragic death of Rob Reiner. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, and if you'd like to know more of my thoughts on that, head on over to the Patreon at www.patreon.com/WDW Pro. But today, on this Monday, I got to go somewhere that I think you're going to, we all need a little sunshine. There's plenty of sunshine when it comes time for corporations to face what they did to their shareholders, whether it's Cracker Barrel or American Eagle or, folks, there is a winning way. And yes, we'll talk about Disney, a winning way, and it is not to side with woke. That will lead you into a very broke situation. Out of the Financial Times, this is a paradigm shift. Donald Trump's war on woke splits the fortunes of U.S. brands. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is something we've been talking about for years. You were maligned, you were laughed at, you were mocked, you were told to shut up and get off the internet and live in a basement somewhere. If you dared say that woke was a joke that would make you go broke, you could not say that. You would get called all kinds of names, and it's true. And it always was true. Let's read the article. Guy Cassian is out of New York writing this. Donald Trump's war on woke is reshaping the fortunes of U.S. companies, with the divergence in restaurant chain Cracker Barrel and apparel brand American Eagle underscoring the strengthening political cross currents. Cracker Barrel, a Southern-style restaurant chain that dots America's interstate highways, is still assessing the damage caused by the launch of a new logo, since abandoned, that enraged conservatives and sparked a ferocious online backlash. Quote, "We have a brand reputation issue that we are working through, and it takes rebuilding trust," says Julie Massino. Now, you all remember Julie. She's the cornbread Karen, right? She's the CEO. This is what she had to say on GMA. Good Morning America with Disney. It's always Disney, right? This is what she had to say before she told us that she has to rebuild trust.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, they were so excited. Oh, they were so excited. Oh, the stock dropped by 52% over the last 6 months. Oof. Oof. But the lady who says that all the managers want to know, when can I get a remodel? When can I go woke? Oh, we got to go woke. We got to go woke. Did you know that they hired the Bud Light people to come in and help them do this? No, seriously, it was the Bud Light people. The Bud Light PR team and, the assistants to what happened with Bud Light. You all remember that. We don't have to. Cracker Barrel hired them. That lady hired them. Genius. Dropped 52%. How is she talking now? Now, we've played these before, folks, but I can't get enough of it because this is the level of cringe that I think reaches critical mass, critical level. You all know what this looks like. Here she is now after, on Glenn Beck, here she is after all this happened, telling us in her accent and her new twang, her newly rediscovered twang. Man, we got to rebuild trust.
Were you surprised you weren't fired?
I feel like I've been fired by America.
I feel like I've been fired by America. Yeah. Well, you were. And why were you fired by America? Because you went woke. And you can say, well, Pro, how did Cracker Barrel go woke? They were ashamed of their mascot, of their logo guy, Old guy in overalls, can't have that anymore. They were ashamed of their Americana, had to get rid of it. Get all those antiques off the walls. Don't do that. Get down to the Hooby Looby. Get down to Michael's. Grab us some stuff to go up on the walls that are, plastic and fake. We love Hobby Lobby. We're just kidding about this, but you got to get rid of all the real authentic stuff. Get rid of that. Got to harken back to plastic. Can't have real Americana on the walls. Come on. And you can't say y'all. No, don't do that. Woke really is on the run, ladies and gentlemen. How bad is it? Even in tech now, even the tech bros are saying, no. Don't you slap me with that label. Don't you hit me with woke. Anthropic CEO, one of the big ones when it comes to AI, disputes the Trump AI czar, David Sachs, claims the company's woke. Oh, no, please don't tell us we're woke. Please, this is where we are. And some of you out there are going to memory hold this and you're going to say, nobody ever really wanted to be woke. Yes, they did. And they got mad at you if you appropriated the language, if you used it in a negative way. They wanted to ban you off of social media for the last half decade. And now it's a naughty word. It's a bad word. Do you all feel the cultural shift happening? When you watch the tragic actions that have been taking place for the past, week or so that we've been watching, do you feel the angst as there's really not a political response yet, or a, should we say, judicial response or a law enforcement response? And this is now cross-country. This is affecting all of the Western nations, the United States perhaps less so, but maybe not so, but all of the countries, all the Western countries are facing this issue of people who pushed non-truth, anti-truth, propaganda, where it was all about what tribe do you belong to, who are you being oppressed by, are you an oppressor, and how can it help those who are in the upper echelons of government and corporate life get ahead over you? How can we get another beach home while we send you all to ravage each other with hatred? That's the woke message that was out there. That's what they tried to do. And you feel that now, right? I think we're finally reaching the point, the tipping point, where people are going to say, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of you incompetent leadership ninnies, right? Do you feel that yet? I feel it. And there's, it's dark days before the sunrise. I think we're at the sunrise. I think what we're witnessing with all these companies turning against woke, they know what you know, what has not yet come to pass yet. And that is when we say enough of this corrupt, systemic cancer, this mind virus that destroys people. What is it? It's anti-truthism and tribalism. That's woke. And now it's become such a dirty term that you got the Anthropic CEO, Dario Amodei, saying, no way. No, we are not woke. Please don't label us woke. We can't be woke. We don't want to be woke. The Walt Disney Company, in many ways, was a leader in going woke. It's part of what birthed this channel, was seeing that kids were being propagandized by the company that holds so many of our mythos and legends.
The showrunners are super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda.
They've largely dropped that against kids. I know they'd go back to it in a heartbeat if they could. But look at this. Look at the defense right now. It's less expensive to fly your family to Disney World Japan for a week. That's true. Than it is to fly your family to Disney World Orlando. Yeah, that's true. Tell me again how our economy is getting better under Trump. Explain it to me like I'm 5. This is what they're down to, folks. They're down to Disney World's too expensive. Blame it on the orange man. Even that's not working out. Because the same companies, and this is the tie together, the same companies that preach to you about the oppressed and the oppressor and how they were here to free the oppressed. They were going to speak out on behalf of the marginalized. They, places like Disney, they are here to give you belonging. Not your faith necessarily. Well, definitely not if it involves that guy who was on the cross. No, not. But other faiths, I mean, they can still be here, but we are here to give you belonging. And at the same time, companies like Disney outpaced inflation, and you can see this right here by Tony DeJonker. When Disney World first opened in Orlando in 1971, tickets cost $3.50, which is equivalent to $27.78 today, adjusted for inflation. Now it costs $119 per person, far outpacing inflation. I think that's bogus, actually. There's 2 days that you can go to Disney World for $119. You're going to pay more than $200 per day. That's what you're really going to pay. The $119 is just a marketing slogan. Think about that. Inflation. Disney if it had the same ticket price as it did back when it opened, just according to inflation, it'd be $27.78. Now, I know that's probably not possible, but $200 per day, while they tell you that they're on the side of the oppressed, they're on the side of the marginalized, they're on the side of those who can't get ahead. Meanwhile, they charge an arm and a leg. This is the same thing. Disney did this. This was so amazing to me, the whole woke movement. One of the things that Disney did is they had to get rid of Splash Mountain. Got to get rid of it because they got to get the Tiana's Bayou Adventure for representation. And Splash Mountain, that was just a cultural faux pas. Just, oh, it's so awful. It references Song of the South. Can't have that, can we? Got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. Put in Tiana's. Hurry, do it. We got to represent minorities. And I'm all for being kind to all people. Everybody come on the Good Ship Pro. You're loved and welcomed here, let me tell you, because everybody's made in the image of God. But unless you're made in the image of Benjamins in your wallet, Disney doesn't have any interest in you. So they'll do these representations. They'll change their attractions. They'll do these things to say, oh, everybody's welcome here. Oh, you can't afford this? No. We weren't talking to you. We weren't talking about you. We will virtue signal for you, but we'll raise the prices to the point that the global elites are the ones who will come and eat at our Mickey Mouse tables. You see how that works? Virtue signal for the plebes, for the masses, for the peons. And by the way, I don't believe this. I'm saying this for you to understand. I think how corporate America viewed all this for the past decade or more. Virtue signal so that you stay in the good graces of social media, while at the same time requiring you to pay so much money that they can essentially exclude the same people that they want to be inclusive to. That was the woke way. That is going away. That is why you're looking at, by the way, places like Cracker Barrel that went woke losing more than 50% of their stock. Look at Jaguar. Look at Bud Light. Look at Disney. Disney stock's not great, let me tell you. I'm not here to give you financial advice, but Disney stock is where it was a decade or more ago. What happened? Why did it not stay at pace with the S&P 500? Maybe it's because it went woke. And now, what are we watching as Paramount gets ready to possibly take over Warner Brothers? CNN, likely to get picked up. And what's going to happen there? Wash away the woke again. Part of the reason that I'm so excited about the idea of woke going away is because of what it horrifically did to so many people. And it caused us to take our eye off of a better future, off of treating each other like brothers and sisters. And instead, it focused on oppression. It focused on tribalism. It focused on punitive justice socially. It focused on silencing people on social media, kicking people out of the digital square, banishing them for as long as they could. Now, I promised that I would talk about the Rob Reiner thing at the end of the video. And I'll tell you why I'm not spending an entire video on the Rob Reiner situation, which is that he and his wife were tragically deleted, and it appears by someone very close to them. I addressed this on my Patreon, but I just want everybody to know that we take no joy ever in the loss of human life. It doesn't matter what your political beliefs are, ever, never, never, never. And Rob Reiner had some beliefs both ways, agree, disagree sometimes not, often not on this side. Rob Reiner, though, did not deserve what happened to him in any way whatsoever. And Rob Reiner, I think, had the same viewpoint when it came to Charlie Kirk. And the reason that we're not making an entire video about this is because I don't want to monetize tragedy like this. It's awful what happened. And so, unless there's something more broad, unless there's something that makes this a national conversation right now, I view this as a horrific, terrible family tragedy. And until something changes that makes that be an issue that we should discuss on this channel, that has implications on entertainment beyond this, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not holding this against anyone. The news is going to do what they're going to do. But I don't want to make an individual video about Rob Reiner and this tragedy and make money off of a family tragedy that's happened. I don't want to do that. So all I'll say here is essentially what I've said on Twitter, which is God bless him, God bless his wife. Prayers for everybody who knew him and loved him and all of that, and may justice be found. And folks, as we get ready to wrap up this story, I would just suggest to you that one of the things that we witnessed over the last decade was a coarsening and a hardening of hearts towards one another, and we still see it. But I am hopeful. I am hopeful in this Hanukkah. I am hopeful in this Christmas season. I am hopeful that there is a joy rising in the morning and that people have had enough of this and we're ready to go to peace, goodwill on earth towards men. All right, folks, like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Shall we blame Cracker Barrel's collapse on the Orange Man? Shall we do that? I think it's America. I think it's America you should blame it on. Go America, go! You've had enough of woke, and we're proud of you for that. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Huh. Hey, Floral. I just wanted to let you know I have a New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Although, I don't want to say it. It might be like a wish. If I speak it, I'll break it.
Usually a resolution is spoken out loud so you can be held accountable to it. Like, my resolution is to go to thatparkplace.com and be ready to see its new facelift, and to make sure I'm always subscribed to guys like Jonas and Pro, Culture Casino, Lorena Creole, John Trent, you know, all of them.
Well, I actually got Slade Wilson to also make a resolution.
What's that?
I'd get in too much trouble if I repeated it. He took it way further than I feel comfortable repeating.
Well, that's probably a good call. But, what's yours?
It's not to say anything mean about Jonas.
How do you plan to do that? You're an idiot.